United Artists Channel 63 presents the United Artists Sports High School Football Game of the Week.
From Troy Athens High School, it's the Troy Colts taking on the Athens Redhawks. Good evening, everyone. Dave Zorn along with Bob Griglak here for the final game of this season, 1992 season, and what a matchup we have, Bob.
Well, this is a game we've been waiting for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Of course, the teams, Athens is rated #1 in their division. They're tied for first place. They've got to win this game, though, in order to get control of their destiny. We have got on the other side of the coin, we've got Troy. They need to win this game to make the playoffs. Otherwise, Southfield could sneak in.
Okay, just as we expected when we started the season, a lot of things riding on this game, the final game of the season for both these two teams. We'll be back with the kickoff right after these messages.
Presenting Digital Music Express, 30 channels of CD quality music for your stereo. No interruptions, no talk, ever. Now feel the beat with DMX and our 5 great urban channels: dance, soul, rap, blues, and reggae. If you like music, you're gonna love DMX. Digital Music Express. Just call us today.
And welcome back to Athens High School, where today the Troy Colts take on the Athens Redhawks. And Bob, two great teams going at it today with some great stats, some great records from this season. As you can see, Troy 7-0 in the league, 8-0 overall. Troy Athens 6-1 in the league, 7-1 overall, and that one loss came to Losser.
That's right. This is a big game, particularly for Troy. Even though they have a better record, it's hard to tell. The problem that they have is they're tied with 2 additional teams in their league, and they've got a chance that if they lose this game, that they can actually be out of the playoffs. Hard to believe, but they can be. They're ranked 3rd in the state in their division, so they've got a powerhouse team in regards to wins and losses and statistics. But they don't do anything fancy, Dave. Basically, they keep the ball on the ground, they throw when they have to, and they throw it on the run. So just look at today's referees and officials. I believe they are going to wear the mic today, so we've got the advantage of hearing the call. We wouldn't miss any flags today.
So there you have it. Moffitt, Evans, Sauve, Scott, and Burke, our officials. If that's important to you, that we got a call from an official out in Ferndale last week. Said he really enjoys the games.
Good.
And he even gave me a couple of pointers.
Did he?
Remember the interference call that we talked about last week at Ferndale?
Yeah.
Well, in high school, if the ball is thrown from the point of the snap, there can be interference, there can be interference. It doesn't have to be catchable.
Oh, okay.
As we look at the coaches on the sidelines, and also Holly down there running the microphone for us, John Walker, head coach here at Troy Athens.
Don't get taken back by what John's wearing today. It's rather nice down there. It's about 45 degrees, very light wind. Actually a perfect day for football, particularly at the end of October on this Halloween Eve.
Yeah. Thinking back to the Rochester Adams game we had, what a cold day that was. And this seems like, what was a month?
Months
ahead of that day.
But it is a perfect day for football. These two teams are fired up. We're fired up. We're getting ready for the kickoff here.
And the Troy Colts will be kicking off to the Redhawks. A little problem in getting the game started here. The Colts taking their time. Back to receive for Athens is Tom Harris, number 13, number 21, Joe Wilson. And also, looks like number 33 back there for Athens, or 32. There we see head coach Gary Griffith and his Troy Colts undefeated coming into this game. But again, throw the records out. Last year, the Troy Colts coming in here, and the records didn't matter as the Athens Redhawks had a 50-50 season, splitting a 500 season, and took it to the Colts. So let's see what happens this year. And the Colts will kick off, and that is number 16, Paul Bohms. And he will do the kicking for the Colts. Today is Halloween, and let's see if any team has any
tricks are on his sleeves.
Tricks up the
There you go.
sleeve. And I don't think so. This would pretty much be straight out.
We got the #1 fan here too, Dave. Again.
That's right.
He's here again.
The Red Hawks fan is back. And we are finally underway. Ball taken short. And finally brought down at about the 35-yard line as number 21, Joe Wilson.
Well, that's good field position to start. Now they can basically open up the offense with that type of field position. They're not stuck in having to run the ball at first, and that's going to make the difference. Here's the return here. The key here is that the ball bounced up on one hop right to him. You can see he waits for his line to start blocking for him, then turns it up. So it's a good heads-up play. People filling the lanes, and a nice tackle there by number 33 for the Troy Colts. That's Kevin Kapschnow.
We called his number a lot last time we saw the Troy Colts. And the quarterback is Brian Whitehouse. The handoff, off tackle, and a good gain, and lunging forward for more yardage is Mark Sturm.
Excellent call on first down, first play of the game. Let that offensive line blow them out, and that's what they did. The key to the last game they played, and here's the play again. We'll get back to this in a second. Watch the offensive line block. Straight up blocking. Nobody's pulling. Lead back, number 9 filling for the tailback, who goes off tackle with a great run and a good tackle here at the end. The key to their last game, they played Dondero. They won 22-0, and the key, 23-0. The key was the offensive line. Offensive line fired out and made the difference.
2nd and 1, and the first down. Looks like he's going to be close to the first down if he didn't get it.
I think you got it, Dave. Looks
and
like
it
is.
A first down for the Red Hawks on 2 carries. They pick up 10 yards. An injured player down on the field for the Troy Colts. And that is number 44, Anthony Cracchiolo.
He was in on the first 2 tackles already, so he's had a pretty active day. Hopefully he's not hurt. Looks like he might have got the wind knocked out of him the way he's laying there. Well, he's holding his leg too, so that's a bad sign.
And they're looking at the knee right now.
Getting back to the offensive line, Dave, being an ex-offensive lineman, I can say these things without conviction. It's the key to this game. If their offensive line can control the point of attack, the point of blocking, then Athens is going to have the ball and keep it for a long time. They're going to continue to run time off the clock, keep the potent Troy offense off the field, and it's going to make the difference.
And there you see Cracchiolo down on the field as they check his leg before he gets up.
Seem to have had a rash of injuries in our games over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And most of them have come, and they've been pretty serious, unfortunately.
Don't forget immediately after the game to tune into the Roadshow video. That's at 9 p.m. Saturday and Monday right here on United Era 63, and you can see the exciting sport of fishing with Mark Gomez and Pat Collar. Now, don't get fooled. The beginning of the program has the Open of the Master Anglers show, but I won't give anything else away. Cracchiolo off the field on his own power, and that's a good sign. And back to the action now. Ball at the 46-yard line for the Red Hawks. Whitehouse handing off and spinning away is Brent McDonald, the junior, falling forward for about 4 yards. Bob looked like he was going to be stopped for no yards and came up with a nice gain.
He was hit about 2 yards off the line of scrimmage and spun out for another 3, so he got about a 5-yard gain. But it was a good second effort on his behalf because there was nothing fancy about that play. The defense held him. They didn't wrap up the tackle.
2nd and 6 now for the Red Hawks on the move, and again it's McDonald trying to go outside, gets a couple of yards and stopped there by the Colt defense on the tackle. Number 49, that is Blake Williams, and number 22, Chad Benson.
Good second effort on the defense that time. They held their block. Take a look right here. We've got the fullback pulling, got the guard pulling, trying to open up a hole, and he gets caught from the backside by number 32, which basically set up that particular tackle. That's Carl Barnes. He was the one who slowed him out.
And Ray Dawood in there, number 20. A quick slant in pattern, and it's complete for the first down to Jeremy Ashley.
He was our hot receiver last time we watched him. He did a great job off the tight end spot. And just a little slant pattern, they're throwing the ball right out to him. That's a tough play if you get the ball out there. The defensive line has a real good chance of blocking that one if they get their hands up. But it's such a quick play, Dave, they really can't, they have to react to it, and they can't get their hands up quick enough.
And the Redhawks on the move. 1st and 10, ball at about the 38-yard line. Handoff off tackle and bouncing outside for a big gain and a flag thrown. Matt Schiffer on the carry, and a flag is thrown.
That's thrown by that line judge. It's usually a hold or a clip. We'll see what happens here.
I don't know if that was designed to really bounce outside like it did, and that may have caused the holding call as we see it. And that'll bring the Redhawks back on another 1st down play now.
That was a shame, I'll tell you that, because he had some room on the outside if he's able to break it. That hold might have came from one of the interior linemen after he already passed him, because there was nobody out in front of him in regards to the play. So that was definitely an ill-timed call.
It'll bring up a 1st and 15 now. 9:24 left in the 1st quarter. No score yet. This is the first drive, and let's see if we can see the holding call here.
Watch him bounce outside right here. He's going to bounce outside. Can we see a hold? I don't see it right there. 44 looks like he's got a hold of him. That might have been the call right there. Might have been on Mark Sturm.
Well, back to the action, and it's a pass play out to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe 5. Well, let's see. They stop McDonald right there, so it's back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 now.
McDonald was a little mad at himself. He felt he could have broke that one tackle. He had a lot of running room here on the sideline. Could have broke it for a big gainer.
Second and 10. Here come the Redhawks on the move, and Whitehouse has nowhere to go, and he is down for no gain. And the Redhawks now facing a 3rd and 10 coming up.
Look at the busted play here. He turns around, doesn't give him the ball. He's looking for a pitch man. The pitch man had already fouled through the hole, and it was a busted play. He had to take the ball down and lose it down.
And a passing down now for the Redhawks. They have had the ball this first drive. And movement in the backfield on number 32, and also all over the place, really. Jeff Smith was not the only player to move.
Now, Jeff Smith can continue on that play. He could go into motion if he goes on the sideline. So that particularly wasn't the call. If he would have continued down the sideline after going forward, he would have been okay. Unfortunately, he kept going forward. Hey, there's a happy Halloween costume right there.
The Cape Crusader here, and well, he's rooting for the Redhawks. He is on the Redhawks side.
That's because Robin is a, that type of bird. It's a red type bird. Get it?
3rd and 15 now. Coming up for the Redhawks. They got 2 receivers split. Whitehouse to throw, and it is batted. What did he do? Did he even let go of that?
Oh, yeah. He batted it down. Ball bounced right back up in his hands. He picked it up, didn't know what to do, so said, oh, I don't want it here. That play happened pretty fast.
Yeah, I was looking at the receiver to see what pattern he was running. And let's take a look at the replay, Bob.
He goes back. Watch how quick this happens. I believe the ball is batted right back into, takes one bounce. There it is. Hits his helmet. For a cameraman, too. But hit the guy's helmet, bounced right back on the ground, came right back in his hands.
I'm surprised that wasn't called a fumble after they throw the ball. Here's the punt for the Redhawks. It is a shank off the side of the foot and comes out at about the 30-yard line. And
oh, boy.
They're marking it at about the 28.
That was not a good kick, I'll tell you. If anything, that was a real bad kick. Looks like Schiller hit the ball right off the side of his foot, because it went sideways and had a real weird spin to it, like a round spin, as opposed to head over top over the head of the ball. It's going sideways, like a flying saucer, I guess is the best way to explain it.
Power I shown by the Troy Colts on their first possession. And now moving into the slot is number 31, Howell. The handoff. And the first carry for the Troy Colts to Ray Dawood.
Dawood saw considerable action the last time we did this game. Did a great job for him. I believe he gained over 100 yards in that game, 109 yards. So he's going to get a lot of action here today.
Dawood and also the fullback Gould, number 40. Gould, his size, big factor in the last game that we saw. Here's your score, 0-0, as the pitch goes back to Dawood, trying to get loose, and almost did, Bob. He's about one step away from breaking that one outside.
Looked like one of the linebackers, Ryan Alfeld, kind of got him by the ankle and tripped him up, made a good tackle. If he didn't get him, he had a lot of running room, he had momentum. Let's take a look here if Alfeld was the one to make the tackle. He gets his momentum up here going upfield. Watch right here, 55 right there, grabs him by the ankle and makes the tackle.
3rd and 5 now. The pitch back to Dawood. He has seen the ball a lot in this series, and he is brought down on the play, number 86, Steve Dady.
Great tackle there. A good Colin Beal got in and made the tackle on the second effort. Otherwise, Dawood had a first down. This is going to force Troy to punt. Take a look at the second effort here. Watch number 22 at the last second. He's going to get a first down here if 22 doesn't come in and wrap him up.
4th and about 2 yards, and a punting down, and a good one it is for the Troy Colts. A line drive taken at the 20, and falling down and slipping is Tom Harris, and unfortunately that's where the Red Hawks will get it. Looked like he had a little bit of room to work with too.
He had a good 10-yard cushion in front of him. That snap was terrible. He caught the ball to the side of his body. He had to straighten his body out and then kick it and then boomed one.
Got him back to about the 24-yard line, and that's where the Red Hawks will start. So 3 plays, and the Colts go out, and here's the run back by Harris. Didn't go far, tried to make a cut a little too early and lost his footing. 1st and 10 now for the Red Hawks. 2 receivers in, 1 tight, and he's looking downfield, trying to hit the fullback, cutting across, intended down there for Sturm.
It looks like the footing might be a little tenuous down there on that side of the field. We could take a look right here. Watch him run. He's kind of running controlled. He's not running where he's getting to a spot and then setting up to throw the ball. And the pass was thrown errant on top of all that.
And he was throwing on the run. And tough to throw that way.
We haven't had much rain here in the area for the last 2 or 3 days, so it shouldn't be a factor. But it seems like it is wet down around that 20-yard line.
2 tight ends, 2 men in the backfield. Whitehouse handing off to the fullback, and not much room there for the Red Hawks again. On the carry, number 35, and that is Schiffer, Matt Schiffer.
Having 2nd and 10 puts the Red Hawks in a pretty terrible position in regards to they don't really have a big play offense. They pretty much stay with that ground game, and if they don't get 3 or 4 yards on first down, they put themselves in tough position to have to throw the ball. That puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Schiffer and McDonald in the backfield. Again, 2 tight ends. They give it to McDonald. McDonald breaks it outside. A good block out there, and McDonald close to the first down.
That was a nice controlled run by McDonald. He waited for his blocking, tried to cut in. Looks like he's going to be a little bit short of the first down, though.
Good block out there by Mark Roberts, number 51. Let's take a look.
Again, he takes the ball deep in the backfield, and he looks for his blockers. Look at this. Nice controlled run. Cuts the ball back outside. Sees that he might not get the first down. Tries to cut up, but the pursuit catches up to him and leaves it a little bit short. Leaves a 4th and 1.
Roberts was the pulling guard.
So they're going for it, Dave.
And paved the way.
This could be a big play here in the beginning of the game. 4th and 1.
4th and 1 in their own territory. They'll go for it, and they pick it up. McDonald breaks into the backfield and finally brought down at about the 43-yard line.
What a big play for the Red Hawks. Taking a big chance early in the game. Had the ball on the 34-yard line. Taking a big chance right there. Come up with a 7-yard gain. Look at McDonald take the ball up. Follows his blockers well. Finds a big hole. Tackle for a 7-yard gain, only needed a yard, so it's a big first down for the Red Hawks.
And it's Dawood and Cracchiolo on the tackle. Cracchiolo back in there now. 1st and 10, ball on the 42. Handoff McDonald outside, has a little bit of room and squeezes through for another first down. Red Hawks on the move again.
Sustained blocking. Let me emphasize that word sustained, because that play took a few seconds to really develop. The blockers you can see right here, nothing special about the blocking scheme, but watch them, let them hold on. Every one of those men have a man in their face. Everyone that's supposed to. They sustained the blocks for a good 2-3 seconds, held them up. He was able to follow him for a big run there. To be close to that first down, looks like he might be a little bit short, but we'll take a look.
And Cracchiolo brought him down from behind. They'll bring the chains out all the way across the field for a first down mark or no? Let's see. They got it.
Yeah. That was a pretty generous spot.
So the Red Hawks pick up another first down and another big run by Brent McDonald, but the blocking has been superb for the Red Hawks. Unusual formation as they have number 44 up in a key blocking situation. He is in the backfield, and McDonald again on the run, picks up about 7 this time.
He's a little scamper back, I'll tell you. He's got quick legs and quick feet, and he hits the hole and looks for his blocks real well. And that makes a real big difference when you've got a running back with that kind of speed and that kind of moves. Now watch him. He takes the ball deep in the backfield here, looks for his blocks, makes a nice cut outside to avoid that one, cuts back in right at the last second and takes a nice hit for a 7-yard gain, or so he gave him 6 that time.
He gave him 6.
Yeah.
And an unusual formation. Watch where Sturm is lined up right next to the quarterback. In the backfield, though. This time, carrying for the first down is Schiffer.
I'll tell you why they do that, Dave. The reason being is having about a foot or about a yard off the line gives them some momentum to hit the linebacker or hit somebody filling the gap. Otherwise, if you're hitting somebody coming at you, reasonable force will tell you they're going to have an advantage over you. They're doing that for a reason. But to do that, they still have to have 7 men on the line. So keep that in mind, too.
Well, watch where Sturm lines up, right next to the quarterback. He's in the backfield. Take a look.
See, there's no wide receivers. That's why they can do that.
Here's McDonald trying to break it outside, trying to cut, and a flag is down. Looks like a possible holding call here. And McDonald just couldn't cut up that time.
Yeah, it looks like Schiffer got a hold of somebody and tried to push him outside.
So this one will probably go against the Red Hawks. Let's take a look and see if it does. Yes, it does. Holding on the Red Hawks. So this will knock him back again.
There's our number 1 fan.
There's that number 1 fan. He's right in front of us in the stands here and getting everybody to cheer. Let's take a look here, Bob.
Look at 35 Schiffer. Let's see if he's the culprit here. He's out in front trying to block 2 people. He's got his hands around him, kind of pushing him. I don't know if that's what the call. If it was a pretty shoddy call.
Knocks him back.
Penalties will kill a team like this as a ball control offense, because now they've got first down and 20. That makes it real difficult.
So the Red Hawks have hurt themselves twice on drives with holding penalties. A timeout called down on the field by the Colts.
That's an unusual timeout.
1st and 20, and the Colts call timeout. There's our number 1 fan. Let's take a look at the Athens number 1 fan. He's getting everybody in the game. Last time we were here,
he doesn't need coffee in the morning, Dave.
Don't forget to tune in to Front Page Football with Mike O'Hara and Kurt Sylvester. Saturday at 6:30 p.m. right here on United Artists 63 as we talk to Lions players and see what's in store for them this season. Bad start so far, but see if they can salvage this season. There you see number 35, Matt Schiffer.
He was our guilty party on the hold. Probably got a little talk down there in the huddle saying, watch your hands, son.
Halloween day here at Troy Athens High School. And again, a great matchup to end the season here in 1992. The Troy Colts and the Troy Athens Red Hawks, the battle for Troy.
The ironic thing is both these teams being in the same city are in different divisions. Athens is in Division 4, while Troy Colts are in Division 3.
1st and 20 for the Red Hawks. The pitch to McDonald. McDonald wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, but he does pick up about 3 yards.
Attacked that hole before his blocks got there. He seemed a little anxious that time to get there, and that's the reason for the short gain. He had some room outside if he wanted to pop it out that way. But getting back to the divisions makes a big difference in regards to who you're going to play in the playoffs and the type of competition you have. You look at the records here, Athens being 7-1, they've already made the playoffs, where Troy's still battling to make it.
Yep, even though they're undefeated. The pitch back to McDonald, and he's going to throw. He's going deep, and the pass was just short. Had he led his man just a little bit, he would have had him. It surprised the defensive backs. But that was intended out there for Brian Schiller, number 25.
And Dave, he was open. He had to come back for the ball. It looked like he might have had an opportunity to catch it. Here's the play. Really well isn't well hitting. He takes the ball back, throws it deep, and you notice he gets a nice throw off. It just wasn't long enough. Shows a strong arm. Look, he almost caught the ball right at the last second, double team, but that's only because they had time to catch up to him. He is open by a good 3 or 4 yards behind them when the ball was thrown.
So it brings up a 3rd and 17 now with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. No score. The handoff to McDonald. He's hit in the backfield and just manages maybe to get a yard out of that. Good play getting in the backfield is Carl Barnes, number 32, on the tackle.
Great look at Barnes here, number 32, is catching him up from the rear. He's coming from the outside and penetrating and going down the line of scrimmage and catching him before the play can get started. That's good speed right there, Dave.
Yep, 4th and 16 and a punting down again for the Red Hawks. The Red Hawks looked like they were moving, and a holding call brought them back, and the Colts held them. Schiller to punt. Schiller gets off.
A little better.
Low kick, a little better. It's still in the field of play, and a return, not much of one, by number 31, E.J. Howell.
Ryan Oakes made a nice tackle there at the last second, tripped him up. Otherwise, he had a nice run ahead of him because he had some blockers in front of him, too.
So the Troy Colts start just shy of the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 there.
Time running low on this first quarter. We haven't seen any scoring yet, but we've seen both teams start a little bit of a drive. Troy really hasn't gotten on track yet.
E.J. Howell moves up into the slot. I formation in the backfield. A handoff to Dawood. Dawood hit at the line of scrimmage and no gain. Red Hawks swarming, Bob.
I'm really impressed with the way their defense is playing. They're playing as a team. They're not playing as they're playing as a big unit. Take a look right here. How many people hit him? Dawood gets the ball. He's stopped up. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. 4 guys. Well, 1 piles on top for the icing on the cake. But that's team defense. That's what you've got to do. Because you know Dawood's going to break some tackles. And you have to have people that will swarm to him. Otherwise, he's got an opportunity to break a long one.
Gain of about a yard as they mark it for Dawood. It'll be 2nd and 9. High formation in the backfield. Fake to Dawood. Rolling out is Heist. Heist will take it himself. Heist with a big gain. Breaks it down the sideline and finally out of bounds at about the 46-yard line of the Red Hawks.
That was a planned quarterback sprint out. All that was. This is similar to what San Francisco does with Steve Young. Watch him right here. He takes the ball outside. The blockers are going left. It's a quarterback sprint. That's all it is. He's going out alone. He's got a tight end coming across. Just so if he has to pass the ball, he can. He doesn't have it in his mind. He's going to pass all the way. Takes it down, runs it down the sideline for a great gain. First down, Troy's on the move.
And they are in Red Hawk territory. Ball on the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Colts. In motion is Howell. I formation in the backfield for Heist. Heist hands off to Dawood. Dawood breaks it outside. Gain of about 4 and finally breaks away again. Has the first down and finally down inside the 35-yard line to about the 34.
Dave, that gets back to exactly what I was saying before. Dawood is going to break tackles. 2 plays before that, they were able to swarm. This time, they're not able to catch up to him. A lot of it had to deal with the speed. Watch him here. Breaks the ball outside. Follows his blockers well. Breaks the ball outside here, and watch him break some tackles. See who gets a hold of his shirt. 86 gets a hold of his shirt. But Dawood, in his strength, shows he can break that out of that one. Breaks forward, gets his momentum going, gets the first down.
And finally knocked out of bounds by Colin Beal. 1st and 10 for the Colts. They are on the move. In their second possession. As time runs out here in the first quarter, and a good run, a good solid run by Scott Hamus. 4 seconds left on the clock as he picks up the first down. And let's take a look, Bob.
Just a straight draw play right up the middle. Nice hole. He takes the ball with speed and power. Nothing fancy about that. That offensive line is firing out and showing that they've got a good offensive line also.
And that's the last play of the first quarter. No score, but the Colts are on the move. And only really their second possession, and they're starting to move the ball.
Well, the difference in this possession is they're mixing it up a little bit. Dawood's showing that he can break tackles. You know, he almost had a first down in the possession before this, except that he was stopped at the last second on a good tackle. He stopped a yard short. So they could have put up together a drive then. They didn't. This is the second possession. They're mixing it up with a draw. with the quarterback sprint out. No passes yet, but I'm sure with their versatile offense, we'll see a few of those today.
The big play, of course, was the run by Bill Heist in the design play. They know Heist has that speed, and he just took off in a misdirection. Everybody was going one way. Heist took off the other way.
It's playing sprint out. You've seen San Francisco, as I mentioned earlier, with Steve Young do that when they're now near the goal line. They use that a lot. They'll do is they'll pull a tackle or guard, shoot them to the wide side of the field. Young will come back on the short side and sprint toward the corner of the end zone. It's the same type of play, but you have to have speed to make that cut, and you can't think about it. You got to really go at it hard.
And it's another element that the defense really has to keep an eye on, and it's the quarterback. Otherwise, you would normally just key on the fullback or the tailback, and possibly some receivers coming around on a counter. But the quarterback is another big offensive weapon here for the Red Hawks. Take a look at the wind, the flag flying. It's coming from the north and heading south in towards the Troy Colts. 1st and 10, ball on the 20. Passing in a quick screen, and a pretty good gain for really what looked like wasn't going to gain much. Paul Dodds out there, number 21, on the reception.
Cornerback's giving him about 5 yards protection as the ball is snapped. He's dropping off. Because of that, this little flare pass out in the corner gets a lot of yards. He's got about a 6 or 7 yard cushion to get that ball out before he's even met.
2nd down and about 2 yards coming up here for the Colts. Power eye right in the backfield. And off to the tailback. Dawood, he's hit in the backfield, and he'll get a loss on this one. Loss of maybe a couple yards.
Dawood, even though he was hit a la Barry Sanders with no blocking in front of him, he sure struggled to try to get that extra yard or two, knowing that he was close to that 1st down.
Loss of 2 will make it 3rd and 4 now for the Colts, as the Red Hawks toughen up. And we see the Red Hawk hopefuls here.
She's going trick-or-treating tonight. She just wants to get an early start. So.
Yeah. Wearing their costumes. 3rd and 4 now. A big down for the Colts. Heist will go to the air. He hits Garrett Gould. And let's see where they mark this one. Looks like he got the 1st down.
He did by about a yard. Gould has got that size. He's got good hands. You take a look. This ball is thrown behind him. He makes a really nice catch out of this. Take a look right here. Just a little behind him. But when that ball is thrown behind, the ball can be knocked out. And it had a good opportunity to do that by Schiffer. Schiffer would have went in and swiped it with his hands. He could have knocked that ball loose before he put it away.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line for the Troy Colts. They need to get in the end zone. Handoff. Dawood, a good carry inside the 5-yard line.
Right up the middle, and I'll tell you what, that's the smartest thing to do when you're near the goal line. The reason being is you're not going backwards. He's got momentum coming forward, goes over the center guard gap, and gets a great gain.
2nd down and about 5. It's just inside the 5-yard line. Power eye left now, the formation. One receiver split up top, and that is Dodds. Handoff, Dawood still on his feet and just short of the end zone.
Got 3rd and 2 coming up here, and this is where high speed will come in handy. If they run an option play, if they have him running out on a rollout with the tight end coming across, they'll have 2 options for the touchdown, whether it be high speed carrying him in the end zone, or they can throw the ball short to the tight end. You're not going to get anybody downfield. So maybe they're going to look for some sort of option play, but they're going to think about it first. They're going to call a timeout.
Yeah, the Colts call timeout with 9:36 left here in the 2nd quarter. As we just start the 2nd quarter, the Colts on their first possession of the 2nd quarter, their 2nd possession of the game. Don't forget to tune in to Transition with your host, Jeffrey Miller, Saturday at 10 p.m. right here on United Artist 63, as they talk to such guests as Louis Farrakhan, Coleman Young, John Conyers, dealing with African-American issues in and around the Detroit area.
I've heard John Conyers on the Denny McClain show lately, and he's been quite verbal.
Well, with the big elections coming up, I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of these guys.
They're getting downright dirty, I'll tell you.
Teams lining up now on a big play here for the Troy Colts. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. They have gone to Dawood. Power eye, and now in motion is Hamas. The handoff to Dawood. He is hit, and he is in the end zone. A good effort by Ray Dawood to keep his feet and keep churning, and finally got into the end zone.
Well, they tried to fake the linebackers, try to freeze them up the middle with the fake to the handoff right here. Take a look right here. Here's the fake handoff up the middle. Not a real good fake, but good enough to freeze the linebackers. So Dawood can cut the ball outside. And with second effort only does he get this touchdown, as he could have been tackled right there short of the goal line.
He was hit by Colin Beal, knocked back, but then finally got in as he kept his feet. Here's Paul Bames. No. Pitching back to Heist. Heist will hit the deck as he is brought down by Tom Harris. So a broken play for the Colts, and that may hurt in a game like this.
Look at the snap. The snap is a good snap right in Heist's hands. He drops the ball. Bames gets the ball and says, well, should I run it? I'm going to toss it back to Heist. He's the quarterback. He can do something with it. Unfortunately, he gets tripped up and can't go upfield. But we saw Bames in practice before the game. He was hitting from 40 yards, so he's got the foot to do it. He just needs to get the ball down to get the chance.
Good kicker, Paul Bames. We saw him last time as we saw the Colts. The Colts get on the board on a 2-yard run by Dawood, and that is it. They couldn't get the extra point with 9:32 left in the second quarter. The Troy Colts lead. The Red Hawks have to come back now on this possession.
Well, they got to stay away from penalties and turnovers. If they do, they constitute the offense that John Walker put in, which is a good ball control offense. Not a lot of opportunity for any type of turnovers, but those penalties killed them last time. They set themselves up 2nd and 20 and couldn't come back from it.
The kick by Beams. Deep down the sideline. Well, taken at the 20. It was a high kick, and the Colts stop him before he can get to the 35, and pretty good field position.
Well, that's where they started all day, Dave. It seems they've been around the 34, 35, 36-yard line on the 3 possessions they've had. So, yeah, it is good field position, and it's good for this offense because now they can open it up. If they're backed up to the 10, 15-yard line, that doesn't give them a lot of opportunity to take any chances.
Whitehouse, the quarterback. He's got McDonald and Schiffer in the backfield. A handoff to Schiffer. Schiffer falls forward and loses the ball, but he had hit the ground. And no fumble call.
Very conservative offensive formation this time with double tight end set, 3 running backs in the backfield. Nothing particularly fancy other than trying to break one up in the middle. And the key to this offense is blocks, and they have to sustain their blocks. They did it in the first 2 series. That time they didn't.
Gary Griffith, the head coach for the Troy Colts, looks on and was hoping for a fumble call that time, but he was down. His knees had hit. Whitehouse to throw. He is pressured, and no way can he get this one off. He was already down. Back at about the 25-yard line.
He did a good job getting rid of the ball. I don't know how he did it.
I don't either.
Finding a spot where there is nobody at. Here he goes back to pass here. The fake, see, he's not really faking that well. He's not freezing those linebackers, and because of it, he's getting a lot of penetration. 64 comes in on defense. He's one of the defensive linemen for the Troy Colts. That's Nick Truza. And he sets up the sack right there. And again, puts him back in bad field position. 3rd down and 17.
3rd and 17, passing down, but they'll go to the run. McDonald trying to cut it off tackle. And will not get back to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe about 3 on that one.
That sack really hurt him, Dave. First of all, it's going to give the Troy Colts excellent field position on this punt, of course, pending the punt, but also because it takes a lot of momentum away from this Athens offense. They were really running the ball well on the last series until that penalty hurt them. This time they had another big play that hurt them, which was the sack.
Gain of about 4. It'll be 4th and 13 and a punting down as we see Schiller into punt. Red Hawks get it off. End over end kick taken at the 35 and brought up to around midfield, and a good return out there by number 44, Crecchiolo.
As I mentioned, that field position shift right there, along with the momentum that the Troy Colts have got going, is a real positive factor. It's an end over end kick, but it's low. Allows them a chance to return this ball. Before he's even touched, you can see right there he's got a 7-yard spread. He's running control up the sideline. People running the lanes get to him before he gets to the 50. He's just shy of the 50. We'll call it the 50.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 50, and here come the Troy Colts. Single back in the backfield. They go to Dawood on a counter, and you could hear the Red Hawks sideline call it to the teammates on the field. A flag is down, and looks like a holding call coming up against the Colts.
Well, if we didn't call it the 50 before, he made it to the 50, and that was it, but now it's coming back.
And it is a holding call against the Colts. That'll bring them back. And it'll be a 1st down and long situation now for the Colts. Well, the Colt defense did its job. It held off the Red Hawks on their possession. And just like that, the Troy Colts have the ball again and on the move at the 50.
At this point in the season, David, it seems to me that these teams should be in more control of their offenses, so where they're not pushing themselves back and putting themselves in this type of situation, 2nd and 20, 2nd and 17. They've got to play some conservative football here, go up the field, and crank out some 1st downs and keep the momentum going. This particular situation now sets them up for a good pass rush.
6-0 to score. 6:40 left here in the 2nd quarter. In motion is Hamus. Heist takes it, pitches back to Dawood. He cuts it up outside and finally out of bounds. Gain of about 6 yards. Let's see where they mark it.
He's slippery, I'll tell you.
No, they mark it about 4-yard gain.
So he might have stepped out of bounds with his feet here right at the last second. But that option play is a good call with the quarterback with the speed that Heist has. He takes the ball down the line of scrimmage here, pitches the ball back to Dawood right here, and watch Dawood make the turn. Shows his speed. See where he steps out of bounds? You can't really tell. Right about there. Just wants to get out before he gets creamed.
Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 15 now. Colts showing an unusual formation. They go down to the other side of the field. Open is, and a great reception down there by Dodds. Dodds will go into the end zone untouched, no flags, and what a play by the Colts.
I can't believe that. I just got done mentioning about the pass defense, about how they get to put some pressure on the quarterback. He had all the time in the world to throw the ball. He stepped back at a good 5 seconds. Dodds was wide open down there and almost blew that wide open catch. He had to run under it, under a la Derek Alexander, how he runs under him. But look at the time he's got, all kinds of time. The ball is maybe a little bit overthrown, but watch Dodds make this catch right over the top of his head. Juggles it for a second, breaks a tackle, just kind of ducks under the tackle by number 13 there, which was Tom Harris, and goes in for the touchdown.
45 yards and the touchdown reception for Dodds. It was an unusual formation. They had double receivers down here to the bottom of the screen.
Double slot was what they had, yeah.
And they went the other way, and that is what they did with Heist's run. That was a big gainer on in the 1st quarter coming down this way.
They saved it for this game, Dave. They knew it was a big one. They need us to make the playoffs. Keep it in mind.
They've been going to the weak side and coming back. Gary Griffith, the head coach, with a couple of big plays for him. The big Heist run set up 1 touchdown, and then this 45-yard touchdown pass to Dodds going in the other direction. And it's 12-0 right now. We're looking at an extra point attempt, and they're going to go for 2 because they had missed that first one. There's Dodds lined up to the right of the screen. He's out of your picture. Dawood steps up and now is in motion. Heist to throw again. Slips, falls, and is it complete? Was he down before he threw?
They're calling him down. We'll see.
No, they're showing a touchdown. Complete to Dawood for 2 points.
Let's take a look at his knee here, why he's throwing the ball. This is a questionable call, but we don't know. He's rolling out. Watch him slip here at the last second. He steps up. This is the key to this play. He sees the block coming, so he steps up underneath the block. He trips on his foot. His knee is down.
He's down, and then he lets go. So that is what I saw also.
I saw the same thing.
Unbelievable that he even got that off, and Dawood gets it. The refs didn't see it that way, and it is a touchdown, or actually a 2-point conversion for the Troy Colts. Let's take a look at it again. Now, does he get rid of it before his knee is down? That's the question.
Well, as he steps up in the pocket again, you're going to see him trip on his own man. Watch his feet trip right there. His knee's down, no doubt about it. His knee is down before he throws the ball. Of course, we've got the advantage of instant replay here. They can't see it on the field.
And it makes it 14-0 Colts.
But wait a second, we saw it before instant replay, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Well, we give each other some credit here.
And I was amazed that the refs even called it a touchdown. So
I saw him with his hands up. I thought he was going to call it off.
Here's Beams to kick. Again, down towards the sideline and taking around the 20. Harris returns it close to the 40 at about the 38-yard line.
He's kicking him short, but he's getting up high, allowing the return to be set up. Not by the defense to get down there in time. He's setting up the pocket, and he had a nice return, getting excellent field position. They've been right around that 34, 35, 38-yard line all day. Unfortunately, last time they had the ball, they went backwards.
There's Dawood, who caught the two-point conversion. Dawood also scored the first touchdown for the Colts. 1st and 10, ball on about the 38-yard line for the Red Hawks. Straight dive, not much there. Handoff goes to number 32, Jeff Smith.
Nice tackle on the interior line that time. Looked like by number 49, Blake Williams. Leaped at his ankles, tackled him just before he can get his momentum going.
.5:35 left here in the first half. 2nd down, about 7. Diving over the top of his blockers again. Number 32, that is Smith.
3rd and long here. This is a big play for this Athens team. The Red Hawks have not had a drive going in the last 3 tries, so they need to get a 1st down here and crank some time off the clock and put some points on the board for the end of the half. We got a little over 5 minutes left here.
3rd and 6 now. A big play and a big down here for the Red Hawks. They got to get it. It's intercepted.
Touchdown.
Look out. Here goes Jeff Fisher rumbling down to the 10-yard line, and he's finally down at around the 10-yard line.
And you know who brought him down, Dave? The quarterback.
Quarterback probably wanted it more than anybody on the field, and that showed.
It wasn't for his speed. He was gone. He had wide open in front of him. There goes Whitehouse back to pass. A little slant pass. Stepping in front of it is the linebacker there for Troy. The Colts, Jeff Fisher. Fisher starts rumbling down the field. Now watch Whitehouse come from the side. Fisher almost trips on his own feet there. That took away a second. Whitehouse out in front, grabs him by the waist, barely holds on for dear life with it. Look at that. He says, "You're not going anywhere."
And Fisher said, "I wish I didn't wear that sweatshirt underneath, because that's what got him down." There he is on the sideline.
Those defensive players don't have many opportunities for touchdowns.
They can get a 1st down just shy of the goal line. Garrett Gould, a big fullback, is hit hard down there by by Keith Doobie.
This is when the boys become men. This is when they have to step up to the plate and say, look, we gave them a good break. We gave them some great field position. Let's let our defense step up to the plate here, stop them. If they got to go for a field goal, fine, but let's keep them out of the end zone.
2nd down now for the Colts. They can get a 1st down, as we mentioned. About a yard short of the end zone if they need it. Heist throwing outside to Dodds and throwing out of bounds, stopping the clock at 4:03 left in the 2nd quarter.
Dodds was open, Dave. He was just overthrown. That's
There
a
you
tough.
see the crowd here.
That pass is dangerous.
It is, because it could go the other way, just as we saw Fisher take off, and a play really that a linebacker dreams of, because all you had in front of you was
I never had an
field.
interception when I played linebacker. I had a lot of fumble recovery. Never an interception. Of course, teams didn't have to pass on us too often.
Well, they didn't want to throw in your direction. That's right. 3rd down and about 8. Howell down to the bottom of the screen. Heist goes the other way, looking in the end zone. He's got Dodds. Touchdown. No, he was out of bounds. Dodds.
I'll tell you what.
Out of bounds.
He was out of bounds, but execution in that play was excellent.
Sure was.
Rolling left. Rolling left. This is the toughest pass the quarterback has to throw. He rolls left on a sprint and throws the ball on a run. Hits Dodds perfectly. Look at this pass. A little wobbly, but he gets it right to him. Nice catch. Can't see his feet. He was out of bounds.
Yeah, he was. Dodds.
Here's the field goal opportunity here.
Field goal attempt. It is up, and the strong leg of Beams.
No good. All right.
Does not get it through, though.
Now that was when the boys became men. Let's see if this momentum change will affect this Athens team, because I'll tell you what, right now is when they got to take it to them. They stopped them after a great play by Fisher coming down. If their offense could take the ball down and score before half, it's going to change the complexity of this game.
Yeah, what a great stop here by the Red Hawks, as they will get it at the 20.
Their worst field position, too.
Yeah, it looked like the Colts were just going to get in and make it 21-0. And a great stand here by the Red Hawks. 1st and 10, ball on the 20 with 3:54 left in the second quarter here. Handoff to McDonald, trying to go outside, squirts through, and a pretty good gain for McDonald. Gain of maybe 7 or 8. Let's see where they mark it.
Yeah, it was an excellent gain. He kept his feet moving. Here's McDonald taking the ball deep, following his blockers. And I found that that's the key to his game. If he can follow his blockers and pick his holes, he keeps his feet moving and get a good gain out of it. They're running double tight end set, triple tight end here, so no wide receivers out.
Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. And movement on the far side. It was number 87 for the Red Hawks. And that was Jeremy Ashley moving up top.
This is the type of offense, Dave, where a quick hitter is not going to be effective. They've got to wait for their offensive line to push people back, open up some holes. And they can, because they're outnumbering the Colts on the offensive line. They've got 8 guys up there in front. So that makes a big difference in regards to blocking schemes. If you can block down on a few people, open up a hole, that could pop them for a big gainer. But it's not going to happen quickly. It's going to happen like as McDonald's been running the ball, picking his holes, getting the ball deep in the backfield. OJ used to do that a lot when he played for USC. He used to be able to look in front of him.
There he is, the #1 Red Hawk fan. He's been on his feet most of this first half. Surprised to see him sitting down right now.
That's because he's been on his feet most of the first half.
He's taking a breather right now because Red Hawks #1, and they had a big goal line stand that stopped the Colts from getting in the end zone. The timeout down on the field with 3:04 left in the second quarter. 14-0, the Colts leading, and really didn't think that this would be the case. Oakland Press Perspective. Don't forget to tune in Friday at 8:30 p.m. with your host right there, Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press, as we deal with issues concerning Oakland County right here on United Artists 63. Colts come back now as they take the field and try to stop the Red Hawks and try to get the ball one more time here in this quarter to possibly get into the end zone.
You know, the
surprise so far, Bob?
No, I'm not. I really am not. Troy's shown that they've been able to have that big play when they need it. I am surprised that Athens offense has really not sustained a good drive here today. They've really hurt themselves a few times, and that's the only real surprise that I've seen so far.
And getting ready to come on here at halftime. 3 minutes and 4 seconds left, though, in the second quarter. Whitehouse to throw deep, and it is intercepted by Cracchiolo.
Great interception. Cracchiolo one-handed tipped the ball back to himself and made the catch. That was a great play. And a backbreaker for Troy Athens Red Hawks.
And the second turnover in the same number of possessions for the Red Hawks. They've really got to watch this. A little confusion in the backfield.
Yeah, this ball was sadly overthrown, and that's why the interception was made. It was not intended for the second receiver here. As you can see coming in your picture, it was intended for the first receiver. Watch that one-hand tip by Cracchiolo. Brings the ball back into his body and holds on to the ball, making a great interception.
Here come the Colts on the move, and a pretty good gain on a first down carry for the Colts. Dawood again. He's been a workhorse so far for the Troy Colts as we look at Heist.
Well, one nice part about Dawood also is he does not fumble the ball. He's not a real big back. I believe he only goes about 175 pounds, excuse me. So he's not a real big player, but he does hold on the ball and can take some hits.
Second down and a long 3 coming up here for the Colts. John Walker looks on as his defense stopped the Colts last time right around the 10-yard line. And a good job. Now they've got to stop the Colts again. Clock approaching, 2 minutes left in the second quarter. In motion is Howell. Heist handing off to the fullback, Gould. Gould looks like he may have picked up the first down.
No, it looks like they're marking just a tad short. They brought the ball back behind the 45, so they're going to be a tad short of the first down. Clock is going to continue to run here, and that's a big key factor because they're running out of time if they want to score here in the second half.
3rd and inches. Here are some future hopefuls to play on this field.
They're not going to get many days like this, are they?
Yeah. The pitch back to Dawood, looking for a first down, has the first down and more. Gain of about 6 on the play as he gets inside the 40-yard line.
And that stops the clocks until they can reset the chains. So it gives them a few seconds here in the huddle to make a call. Here's Dawood taking the ball up outside, cutting it back in, really reading his blocks well. He's a really shifty runner with quick feet.
Just under 1 minute and 30 seconds left here in the first half. Handoff the other way. E.J. Howell. And you can hear the sideline of the Red Hawks cheering on the big stop there.
Mark Roberts, number 51, made a nice tackle. Slammed him to the ground. There he is, 51 in the middle of your screen.
Let's go, D!
2nd down and 9 now for the Colts. Heist steps up. He's got Gould and Dawood in the backfield. Howell and Dodds are split up top. Fakes the handoff, goes to the air. He's going for Howell, and that was almost intercepted by Harris.
Harris had the ball in his hands. I think he was kind of screened at the last second, lost sight of the ball. Otherwise, he had definitely an interception. There he goes back to pass Heist again. He has a strange setup and throws the ball from back behind his ear. It has been effective, but overthrows him that time. Harris just takes his eye off the ball and misses the interception. Sets up 3rd and 9 with 46 seconds left, so they've got to get a first down to have another chance at it.
Hey, Bob, the Gould is back.
Spencer Goulski, he's back.
Yeah. I'll give you one guess which cameraman shot that.
Bubba?
It had to be. 3rd and 9, crucial down for the Colts. They want to get anything before the end of the half. Heist fakes. He's got Dawood. Excuse me. The pitch is out. It's anybody's ball. And the Red Hawks get it with 38 seconds left in the half.
Not a good call. I'll tell you what, Heist just kept that ball himself. He was looking to pitch the ball out, but Dawood never looked for the ball. Take a look here. Here's Heist going down the line. He's looking up. Dawood's not even looking at him. He pitches the ball out, way out in front of Dawood, who's basically demolished after the ball gets by him. It looks like the ball is recovered by number 84.
That's Jeff Rabowski.
Jeff Rabowski.
1st and 10 for the Red Hawks. Clock at 35 seconds and counting down here in the first half. Whitehouse trying to get the backfield in order and finally does. It's the handoff to McDonald. McDonald with some room to run. Breaks it and just about picks up a first down, but the clock's still running with 7 seconds and counting down here. 17 looks like.
Yes, to be one more play, looks like left here in the half. They've got the opportunity here to throw a pass. They're coming out of this huddle really slow. They're 7-6. They might not get this one off, Dave.
Let's say, look, there's the Ghoul, our version of the Ghoul, and that'll do it here in the first half. The Red Hawks trying to scramble and get something on the board. Couldn't do it, but the Colts, surprisingly, I think, Bob, stun a few people here early with some big interceptions, making things happen against the Red Hawks, and they lead 14-0.
Not really surprised. The record has shown that they've got a good team. They just have to stay away from turnovers. One turnover they did have, Athens didn't have a chance to take advantage of because of the time left in the half. So we'll see what happens in the second half.
The score here at halftime, the Troy Colts 14 and the Red Hawks nothing. We'll be back with some halftime stats for you and more action right after these messages. Stay with us.
Time left in this football game.
Hey, how you doing? It's freezing out there.
It's been a year, man, but close the door.
Cup of coffee and warm your body.
Hey, Uncle Dad, whatever happened to that cute little puppy you had last
Oh, that
year?
cute little puppy's grown up. He stays in the backyard now. Hey, look at that line hold.
He's in for the end zone with a touchdown.
Animals need warmth and companionship, too.
We're back here at Troy Athens High School, and the Troy Colt Band is down on the field right now. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of both bands, and let's head down to the field.
Presenting Digital Music Express, 30 channels of CD quality music for your stereo. No interruptions, no talk, ever. Now feel the beat with DMX and our 5 great urban channels: dance, soul, rap, blues, and reggae. If you like music, you're gonna love DMX. Digital Music Express. Just call us today.
mouton est blanc. Le mouton est blanc. Répétez.
Le mouton est blanc.
All across the country, cable television is beginning to change the way we live. In small ways.
Great ridicule.
And in more important ways. And today, no one brings cable television to more people than TCI.
Okay. I'll give you 2 Toby Barlows for 1, Danny Baxter.
Barlow couldn't buy a Wicked.
A few years ago, TCI brought cable television to the people of Fergus County, Montana. Residents report, Fergus County hasn't been the same place since.
Hot enough for you, Red?
Well, actually, Merle, recent meteorological trends do appear to validate suppositions about global warming, the so-called greenhouse effect, as it were. Fill her up.
Halftime here at Troy Athens High School. The Troy Colts lead 14-0 over the Troy Athens Redhawks. But if you look at the statistics here at halftime, you can see the passing category is where the edge comes in for Troy. It's 68 over 18 for Athens, 97 yards rushing for the Colts, and Athens 77, so an edge of 20 there. And really the total yards offensively, you can really see the edge going to the Colts.
One of the key statistics that doesn't show up there are the penalties that hurt Athens. Twice they put themselves back in a position where they couldn't fulfill a drive that they started off on, and also they had a sack that also hurt them. The turnovers 2-1, Athens 2, and the Colts 1. The one turnover for the Colts came right at the end of the first half, so that really didn't affect them. But the one turnover that Athens did give up was down by the 10-yard line, and Troy Colts missed the field goal, so that didn't hurt them on that particular possession.
And first downs, Athens leads 6-5 in that category over the Colts. There you see Whitehouse, the quarterback for Athens. Now, last time we saw the Redhawks, it was not Whitehouse who was starting, but Brian Schiller, number 25, who was their quarterback, and they have switched back to Whitehouse this year. As we see more of the fans here on Halloween Day, as the Troy Colts lead 14-0 over the Redhawks, and really still anybody's game though, Bob.
Well, the first person to score in the second half, I believe, will take charge of the game. Momentum will make a big difference. You're not going to have any adjustments to make after this this particular possession. So the first team to score, I think, will take control.
Okay, let's see if that is true. It is starting to cool off a little bit here now. It was a little bit warmer at the start of the game. The sun was out, and that provided a little bit of warmth, but now the sun has hid away behind some of these gray clouds rolling in, and it's starting to cool off a little bit out there. Wind also coming from the north. And don't forget to tune in to the Roadshow video program right after the game, Saturday and Monday nights at 9 p.m. right here on United Artists 63. Get a load of the exciting sport of fishing.
You say that without conviction.
Without conviction. I saw Mark Gomez there taking a nap, and Pat Collard dozing in the boat there. Got a chance to see the show too. It's a pretty good show this week, so tune in. There is Mark. He's awake now, and he's doing the football game though. That's why. Got to keep him on his toes down the sideline. That's why. And we are ready for the kickoff. There you see the kicker, number 25. And that is Brian Schiller.
You know, Dave, we never wore gloves when we played. I wonder why all these kids get to wear them now.
Well, because technology.
Oh,
okay. Deep kick, and it goes into the end zone. Now, a little bit of help from the wind, but not that much, and it's just a great boot there by Brian Schiller, number 25, the kicker. And the Troy Colts will get it at the 20-yard line, their own 20. And let's see what the Colts can do deep in their own territory to start the second half here. They lead 14-0. First and 10. In motion, Howell. He goes into the slot. A handoff. Going to Dawood, and they stop him in the backfield.
Look at the blocking scheme that time, Dave. The blocking scheme was broke down a little bit. A lot of penetration on the defensive front. Linebacker filled that gap, got him in the backfield for a 3 or 4 yard loss.
Yeah, they did. They got him for about a 4-yard loss. It'll be second down and about 14 coming up here. Bill Heiss, the quarterback. E.J. Howell in motion. Gould and Dawood in the backfield. Hand off to Dawood. Off tackle, trips behind Gould's foot. Got to pick those feet up.
He hit the hole too quick. That's what happened. He sustained his block. Gould made a nice block. Watch number 40 here make the block. And watch Dawood run right into him before the block is made. Right there, tripped on his foot, as Dave said. Couldn't get his balance back. Got his knee down. Gains about a yard, so it'll set up third down about 12, 13 yards.
Third down, and not a very good offensive series here for the Colts. Let's see if they can pick some yardage up here. Dawood outside has the first down and more. And finally gets out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
Dawood showed some excellent balance there. He ran into Tom Harris going full speed, knocked him down, gained 4 more yards. Here's Dawood going around the corner. He's got blockers in front of him. Look at him turn the speed on. Runs right by quite a few players right there. Runs by Fisher. Watch him, boom. Run into Harris, knocks him down, gains about 3 extra yards. First down and 10. Good play.
Ball on the 35. Well, it looked like they came out flat, and that play broke it loose for a first down after the 35. Howell down to the bottom of the screen. Hand off to Gould, the fullback, and he just powers his way to 4 yards and may have even picked up 5 on that one.
Offensive line surge was excellent. Gould, of course, being the big body that he is, he's 6'3", 205. He's bigger than most of the defensive linemen on the Athens team. So he's definitely going to get a surge and be able to push some of those guys backwards, which he did for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, he picked up 5. 2nd and 5 now in a good position for the Colts to be in. Ball out to the 40-yard line. Paul Dodds down to the bottom of the screen. Howell in motion. Back up top. The pitch goes out to Dawood. Dawood looking for room, hitting the backfield, and hit for a loss.
Oh, great defense that time by the Athens. David Litke got in the backfield, one of the defensive backs, saw it coming, and forced him up and made the tackle. Watch right here. Here's the pitch. Dawood gets the ball, looks up. Before he can look up, look at number 12 come in, grabs him by the ankles. Great play by Litke.
Loss of 6 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 11 coming up now for the Colts.
Brian Oates also did a great job defensive end coming up and filling on that play. So I'm going to give him some credit on that tackle also.
2 receivers down to the bottom of the screen. It's Dodds and Howell. I formation in the backfield. Heiss to throw. Down the short side of the field. It is batted away.
Caught.
And it is caught. Let's see if he made the reception. No, it hit the ground.
Man, that looked pretty close.
Dodds falling forward, trying to catch it. And seems like he knocked the wind out of himself on that one, diving forward.
He would have been short of the first down anyways. Would have set up 3rd and 5. But as it is, it's 4th and 11. Let's take a look at the tip pass. Let's see if he does make the reception. Ball's batted straight up in the air. As it comes in, you can watch Dodds dive for it. Let's take a look at the ball. See if the ball touches. He catches the ball. Yeah. It is a catch, I believe. But the ball bounces up into his hand.
He used the ground to trap it and catch it, I think.
If his hand was underneath the ball, that was a catch.
No, I think it was on both sides of it.
Okay.
And the bottom of the ball hit the ground.
I'll buy it.
And, well, the refs called it.
I'll buy it.
And they had to buy it. The Colts did buy it. No argument put up on their side. Ball just shy of the 40-yard line, and the Red Hawks will get their first possession. As the Red Hawks try to fly as high as that plane right now, they need some catching up to do. And there's their number 1 fan. You can see he's working hard down there on the sideline.
He's got a little thermos there. I don't know what it is.
Hand off McDonald. McDonald gets about 6 or 7 yards on that one.
He's averaged, when he's had a good run, averaged 6 to 7 to 8 yards a carry. So he's done a real good job for him here, particularly in the first half. But the key to his running is that he's able to read his blocks. He's able to sit back and get it from a deep drop, and he has some good success to that.
There's your score, 14-0. The Troy Colts lead here in the 3rd quarter with 8:35 left. The Red Hawks have it. It'll be 2nd and 3. Handoff to McDonald. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Colts to just bunch that up.
Well, I just got done praising him for the way he reads his blocks. That time he put his head down, didn't look at the field at all, didn't read any blocks. So
There was nowhere to go that time. No gain. 3rd and 3 now for the Redhawks.
This is a big 3rd down, Dave. They need to convert this and put together a drive, because if they can score right here, they're going to get back in the ballgame.
Whitehouse, the quarterback. Handing off to McDonald, cuts it outside and hit hard. And a good play by Fisher, number 55.
I would call it better than a good play. That was a great play. He stood him up and just pounded him down to the turf.
Jeff Fisher, who had the interception, inside to the 10-yard line. The Colts didn't end up scoring, but a great play by Fisher there, and he repeated another one here on that last play. 4th down now and 3. Ball at about the 47-yard line, and the Redhawks will punt. Now watch it. Schiller is also a quarterback, but they give it to McDonald. McDonald on a trick play, picks up the 1st down and runs over a tackler, Howell, at about the 30-yard line, and a big play for the Redhawks. They had to come up with something like that.
I was just going to mention, in the first half, they went for it on 4th and 1. I was kind of surprised they dropped back in punt position, but I knew that there was a chance they could call that fake play. They did. McDonald made a great run for the 1st down. What a good call. I'll tell you what, John Walker's really showing some guts here in this game.
He sure is. He needed that play. Could not afford to have another drive fail. Whitehouse on a handoff to McDonald again. Inside and squirting through for another gain. McDonald, a slippery type runner. He can get in, find that little opening, and get through.
It's the feet, the quick feet. He slides through. He just kind of bounces off people. He's not a real big player. Let's see what he runs here.
Go! Keep it going now!
Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 coming up.
It's only 5'9", 170, so he's about the same size as Dawood. So there's really no change. Just they're good hard runners.
Again to McDonald. McDonald hit at the line of scrimmage and stacked up there. Nothing but white jerseys around him.
Sets up 3rd down and long, and they need to come up with something here. They're within reasonable scoring drive distance here. The field goal will do them no good. They got to put the ball in the end zone.
Gain of a yard, 3rd and 5 now.
They might force Whitehouse to put the ball up in the air. He's 2 for 7 only today, so he hasn't really been effective, and he's got 2 interceptions.
A handoff, McDonald again. Not much that time, and it's 4th down again for the Redhawks, and decision time.
No decision. They got a punt.
No, they're going to go for the field goal.
That's a long field goal. I'll tell you what. 14-3. You go for you're still 2 scores down.
But Schiller has the big leg here. He kicked the kickoff into the end zone.
And he's got the wind at his back.
And the wind at his back, and let's see if this pays off here for the Redhawks. They trail 14-0.
This will be a long boot here.
Brian Schiller to kick for the Redhawks. It's down. No, they'll fake it.
Nobody's open.
Harris throwing to McDonald. McDonald cutting upfield, and he stopped.
Short of the first down.
So the Redhawks try another trick play. This time it doesn't work. The Colts stop him.
I liked it nonetheless. Nobody was open. McDonald popped out of the backfield. He's looking to throw the ball right. There's nobody in the flat to the right. Take a look right here. Here's the fake. Here's the kick. It's a good fake. He rolls right. Look, there's nobody right. Nobody to throw to. He's got to throw back across the green to McDonald, trying to set up a screen pass here on the side. The blocking breaks down. They get to him before he can get to the line of scrimmage. So it's really no gain on that play and turn the ball over.
And back to the action now. 1st down for the Troy Colts. Ball on the 22. Handoff. Straight dive by Dawood. Gains maybe a couple of yards on that one.
I give John Walker an A for effort on that drive. He had a fake punt, a fake field goal. Gotta like it.
2nd down and 7 coming up. 3-yard gain for Dawood on the straight dive.
It was a good fake, I'll tell you. It really was.
It was, as they put the ball down. I thought that he might have gone for the field goal. And they went through the same motion. Fooled a couple of players, but not the key players outside for the Troy Colts. 2nd and 7. Heist on the handoff to Dawood. Off tackle, not much room as the Redhawks stop him cold at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
I tried to mention why that field goal was no good, because it still put them in position where 2 scores, actually 3 scores would have had to score. They had to get a field goal, a touchdown, and then a 2-point conversion in order to tie the game.
3:55 and counting down here in the third quarter. The Red Hawks yet to get on the scoreboard as we see Brent McDonald in a great effort he's had today. Heist to throw. Has his man Dodds down the sideline. Tries to make a move on Harris and finally out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Let's take a look in where they mark it, and let's take a look at that play. What a play by Dodds. He is getting open down the sidelines, Bob.
Well, Heist again shows a strong arm. Watch his setup. He throws the ball back from behind his ear and doesn't throw a pretty pass, but he gets him right on the mark, hits him right on the numbers. Dodd makes a nice little move down there, steps out of bounds right on the 45-yard line.
Pick it off, Tom.
Ball's at the 40.
The 40, I'm sorry.
1st and 10 there for the Colts. The handoff to Dawood, breaks through into the backfield for a big gain of about 8 yards.
Not much of a hole there, Dave. He really broke that one open himself. Turned his back to the play. That really gets dangerous because somebody can come back and hit you hard. Let's take a look here. He takes the ball up on a little cross series, takes the ball through. Watch him turn his back right here. That can get dangerous because you can get popped and injury can happen there. But got the ball down to about a yard short of the first down.
2nd down and about 2 yards. Howell in motion. Gould and Dawood in the backfield. The handoff to Gould. He has the first down and powers his way for another 4 yards.
He just carried 3 guys on his back for about 5 yards.
Yeah, big gain.
That's a big boy right there.
He managed actually to get maybe 6 or 7 yards on it. Watch him.
All right, there's one player on his back. He carries him. Here comes another one in. He just keeps pushing that line forward, keeping those legs turning. Takes 4 guys to tackle.
1st and 10. Ball at the 43-yard line of the Red Hawks, and the Colts are on the move. The handoff to Dawood. Dawood still on his feet, finally down. Gain of about 3 yards.
Little misdirection handoff. Dawood taking the ball up off the guard trap. And
here we see John Walker.
Got a good gain out of it. Actually got it close to 4 yards.
Clock winding down here in the third quarter, and time also running out on John Walker. As the Red Hawks have yet to get on the scoreboard, and the Colts are on the move again. 2nd down and 7. The pitch to Dawood. He is getting swarmed on in the backfield and hit for a loss back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and long coming up.
The defensive back David Litke, number 12, again makes a great play. He comes up and forces him to take the ball deeper in the backfield than he wants to. Look, he's got to go sideways. Litke, number 12, comes up with a nice tackle. 2nd nice tackle he's made today.
3rd down and 10 coming up as the Red Hawks knock him back to the original line of scrimmage. 1 minute and 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. A very fast-paced third quarter. Heist to throw, looking downfield, and hits Dodds, and he drops it. Dodds heard a lot of footsteps around him, Bob.
I think Heist, when he's going back to throw the ball, I don't know if you're going to be able to see on the replay
Little
here.
indecision. I thought he might have tucked it away.
I think the ball might have slipped out of his hands. He had to reset. Let's take a look right here. As he takes the ball back, see, he just kind of takes the ball back, ducks under a few people, and gets the throw off. The throw is on target. That ball should have been caught. He took his eye off, tried to turn up the field before he had the ball.
And the footsteps of Thomas were right there. Tom Harris, excuse me. Not Thomas. Fair catch asked for at about the 15-yard line. It will be at the 16, and that is where the Red Hawks will start.
Well, some of the worst, matter of fact, it is their worst field position of the day. They've started off the 34, 35, 36, 38, the 20, and now the 16.
And now the 16. They've got to get it in the end zone on this drive here, as it'll probably be the last drive. Warming up down the sidelines for Athens is number 15, and that is Dan Stroinski. Stroinski.
He started the last game. So.
Yeah, he's a junior. 6'1", so it gives him some size. Whitehouse to throw downfield, and A good timing hit by Cracchiolo, intended down there for Jeff Rabowski.
I don't know if it was a timing hit, Dave. It looked like he might have had the ball for an interception. It looked like the ball hit his hand.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look right here as he goes back to pass. The pass was way off the mark. And he's rolling out and throwing the ball on the run. Watch Cracchiolo with his hands. He didn't hit the ball. He's going for the ball.
There's Rabowski. 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 1:04 left in the third quarter. Whitehouse on the handoff to McDonald. McDonald tripped up after he might have gained a yard or two.
Well, I think they were being a little conservative this time. The pass earlier, obviously, they weren't being conservative with. They needed to get 5 yards in that play to set up 3rd and about 4 or 5 to give them more opportunities. Now with 3rd down and 9, they've got to throw the ball. That defense is going to look for it, either drop back with 5 defensive backs or come hard at them.
Yep, 3rd and 8 is what they're calling it, and 35 seconds and counting down here in the third quarter. Redhawks cannot afford any more drives like this one. Whitehouse to throw, going deep into double coverage, and no flags down, intended down there for Schiller.
Well, they put some pressure on him, Dave.
Yeah.
They did get to him. They got to his feet. They didn't get into his face, so he was able to get the ball off. And looked like Schiller broke off the pattern at the last second, didn't follow through with it, and the ball was thrown over his head. Kind of came back in between the 2 defensive players.
So not a good series for the Redhawks, and they are forced to punt with 21 seconds left in the third quarter. Schiller back to punt. He's had a couple of good punts. He needs a good one here to get the Colts back into their end of the field. Schiller takes his time, and they'll let him get it off. And a beauty back to about the 43-yard line. Cracchiolo forced out of bounds at the 46, so a return of 3 yards. And that's where the Colts have it. Real good field position for the Colts, Bob.
Anytime you take a ball sideways on a punt return, you've got several people running down their lanes. You're not going to get away from anybody. You got to take the ball up, a la Mel Gray, take the ball up through the field, make some cuts quickly. You can see here the nice high kick. He gets under it. Now watch him run sideways. Not a good thing, because people are going to catch up to you. And look, they do. Harris's first one in there.
Here's Heist looking over the defense. 1st and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line. The single back is Dawood. Rather, Dawood in motion. The single back was Gould, and Gould just carries a crowd with him and picks up about 7 yards.
That's a great weapon, I'll tell you, when you can do that. Michigan used to do that with Ed Shuttlesworth. He has to run the full back, keep everybody off balance. You got a back like Gould, as big as he is and as strong as he is. He can carry people right down the field with him.
And that'll be the last play of the third quarter as we're about to start the fourth. The score 14-0, still the Troy Colts lead as we're about to start the fourth quarter. And Bob, the Colts really just maintaining defense and offense right now. They don't want to let the Redhawks do anything out of the ordinary. They stopped them on a couple of trick plays too. Or they stopped them on the one, the key one.
Well, the Colts, they're not in position to have to do anything specific. They've got to take time off the clock. They want to run the ball, run a few first downs off, and basically stick to their game plan. Now, on the other hand, the Redhawks, they're going to have to take a few chances, and we've seen them having to do it. The fake punt, the fake field goal. But they've got to put some points on the board. They got to get a touchdown and get it fast to get back in this game.
2nd down coming up now for the Colts. 2nd down and about 4. There you see Gary Griffith. His team pretty much in control this whole game. Gould, the single back. Howell is in motion. And the handoff to, excuse me, it wasn't Gould in there. That time was Hamas. Scott Hamas giving Gould a breather. And Hamas comes up with a big gain.
Hamas looks a little like you, Dave, running the ball. 5'7", 190 pounds, and this boy can run. Look at this. He's a little fire plug. He runs right through a couple tackles, showed some good balance, and got a great gain out of it. Got the first down.
Ball inside the 35-yard line to the 33. Yeah, he does remind me of it. I formation in the backfield. Howell is in motion. Dodds to the bottom of the screen. The pitch goes back out to Dawood. Dawood cuts it up outside. Has a good gain for close to a first down. He does pick it up. Dawood with the first down.
I'll tell you what, he broke a tackle out there of Steve Dady, number 86, tried to run him down, tried to horse collar him. But Dawood, even though he's 5'11", 175, shows a lot of power. Hear him going outside. You can watch as he tries to get outside. 86 is going to come up and try to horse collar him right here. Boom. Can't do it. Dawood shows his speed, shows his power, and keeps running.
And he stayed in bounds, which allowed him to get the first down. 1st and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. Faked the handoff to the first man through, and Dawood gets it again. Dawood outside along the sideline. Did he get in?
Oh, man, if he didn't, this close. I stepped out of bounds just before going over.
Out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. Let's see where they mark it.
Here's the replay, Dave. Take a look here. Little trap blocking that time. Fullback comes in and fills. Dawood hits the hole quick, cuts outside, and watch his speed right here. Let's see how close he gets to the end zone. He cuts out, runs right around 22, it looks like. Let's watch his feet. Did he step out of bounds? He's in bounds. He's definitely out about the 4.
About the three-yard line. 1st and goal from the 3. Handoff, Dawood behind his blockers and gets in.
That offensive line saw the end zone. They said, we're getting him in, and they did. That should sew up the game right there for him, Dave.
The second touchdown for Dawood. He also got a 2-point conversion on the second score. And let's take a look. There is Dawood right there. 11-13 left here in the 4th quarter.
We'll see if they can convert a kick. Will be the first conversion today.
Beams with the low kick, and that is not good on the extra point. So the score, 20-0, the Troy Colts lead. Dawood on the 3-yard run.
I think I might have jinxed him, Dave. I shouldn't have said anything. Uh-oh.
And the Red Hawks are looking at some seagulls right now because they have yet to get on the scoreboard. The fans still in it for the Red Hawks, as you can hear them. Let's go Hawks. Our cameramen, hardworking staff who have brought you these games all season long. Good job, guys, and get a chance to show you some of the people who brought you these games at the conclusion of tonight's contest. And don't forget to tune in after the game for one of Bob's favorite shows, and
Road
that is
Show Video.
Road Show Video.
All right. With the exciting sport of fishing.
With the exciting sport of fishing, that is correct. Stands kind of emptying out here on the Red Hawks side. Just one portion of the stands.
We actually had a pretty good crowd here. Of course, you know, inner city rivalry like this, you're going to see a good crowd and a good turnout.
20-0 the score. The Colts lead it and kicking deep to the Red Hawks. And a good hit, a good quick hit in there. Getting down there quickly.
He's getting that college look already, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Chris Kretschmer down there, number 25, putting the hit on Joe Wilson. Let's take a look.
He splits the seam right here. Nobody blocked him. He came straight through running full tilt. And I'll tell you what, it looks a lot harder than it is. When you're running full speed and trying to make a tackle like that, one little move can make you look like a fool. You'll go flying right by him. But he made a nice tackle.
1st and 10, ball on the 18-yard line. And the Red Hawks starting deep in their own territory again. Back to pass. And complete. Outside to McDonald, and in there is Strowinski. Dan Strowinski, the new quarterback for Athens, completes it to Brent McDonald.
Tell you what, he looked like he got pounded right after that play. Came up wincing a little bit of pain. Of course, it always hurts a lot worse when you're down 20-0. Keep that in mind, too.
Here you see Strowinski, Dan Strowinski, the new quarterback.
Goes back to pass, little flare pass, and watch him get pulverized. There's the first tackle. Boom, he gets hit after the play by two other ones.
The handoff this time right up the gut, and a first down carry for Jeff Smith.
That's the first time Smith has carried today, and he made a nice run that time.
He carried earlier in the first half, I believe.
One time.
Smith did get in there, yeah.
Okay.
Remember calling number 32. There he is.
He's a pretty good-sized boy, 5'11", 200 pounds.
And the sun trying to peek through a little bit now here in the fourth quarter. 9:50 left. And a 1st and 10 situation now for the Red Hawks. Ball at the 30-yard line. Strowinski to pass, has some time, downfield, intercepted. Intercepted by Cracchiolo. He's still on his feet, trying to cut back around, losing yardage, and now goes straight upfield. Finally brought down at about the 43-yard line.
Well, we can see why Cracchiolo was back there on punt returns. He's shown some really good footwork, breaking a few tackles on the interception. Athens now is throwing a little bit of different offense. They're running with a wide receiver to the right. They're bringing back the tight end. He's aiming for the tight end. He overthrows him just a hair, enough to get an interception by Cracchiolo. Now watch this. He gets thrown backwards here, cuts the ball back up around the player that's down 84. Now 84 is going to get back up and eventually make the tackle. Take a look right here. There he goes. He's on his feet and finally throws Cracchiolo down.
He just wanted some revenge.
There you go.
Here's the straight dive. Hamas. Number 43, Scott Hamas on the carry for the Colts, and they'll just be happy to run the ball now as the Colts are pretty much in control here in the fourth quarter.
That was a real bad break for Athens Red Hawks. They're throwing that ball in interception. They're running with just 2 really receivers downfield, and they've got 4 defensive backs on them, so it's very difficult to thread a pass in that situation.
2nd down and about 7 coming up here. Dawood, and also, here's a broken play. That just didn't look right. Something didn't look right down there for Heist. Flags fly.
The Red Hawks brought everybody on the line of scrimmage, showing blitz. He tried to check off at the last second. There was a legal procedure call. One of the linemen moved.
Well, you had 2 men moving in the backfield. It was Dawood and Howell, and I don't think you can allow that. Looked a little bit like Canadian football out there.
They could have, 4 people moving in the backfield, crisscrossing.
Oh, yeah?
High five. I don't know. I'm just saying that.
This didn't look right in Canadian football. Yeah. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. 20-0, the Colts in control in this one. The battle for Troy. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Howell now goes in motion. The handoff to Dawood, cuts up on a good counter play. But the Red Hawks stop him, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
That counter tray is in the playbook of every high school, college football team, probably every pro team in the country. And it is very, very well run. The problem there, they didn't sustain their blocks long enough to give them the gap in order to cut the ball upfield. If they would have sustained their blocks, he had a hole big enough to go for the 1st down.
4th and about 6 and punting down. As you see the clock wind down. The punt by Howell taken at about the 5-yard line. You might want to just let that go and hopefully get into the end zone.
The rule of thumb, Dave, if you catch the ball inside the 10, you let it bounce. You take the chance that it's going to go in the end zone. If it's in front of the 10, you do the fair catch. So that was his mistake. He should have never did that.
And I think he realizes it. Red Hawks now get it at about the 6-yard line, 5 or 6 yard line. 1st and 10 there.
Hey, Bubba, look at it. That's the best he's looked in weeks.
He has. Don't let that scare you. That's how he looks every day. That's Brad Bubba Wicker, one of our camera folks down there. It'll be 2nd down now coming up. The play picking up 2 yards for the Red Hawks. Let's take a look at the replay on it.
Straight handoff, over tackle, 2-yard gain, nothing fancy. They got to get out of the back of the end zone there.
Yep, Smith on the carry. A handoff from Strowinski. Strowinski with the signals. He'll go to the air again. A quick slant in, and it's intercepted again. The Colts pick it up on the interception, down to about the 5-yard line. Craig Fritz on that interception. Strowinski was throwing in the direction of 2 receivers, and it could have gone to either one, and it turns out it gets into the hands of the Colts. Let's take a look,
Just
Bob.
A quick slant pattern, tries to hit him in his hands, and he does. Take a look right here. It is in his hands, a little high. Ball should have been caught. 2 receivers in the same area right there. There's the big problem. And that's the 4th interception thrown by the Troy Athens Red Hawks. 2 for each quarterback.
And the ball is at about the 6-yard line. 1st and 10 there. Timeout called by the Red Hawks, as Gary Griffith now will get a chance to talk it over with his offense. He's talking to his defense down there right now.
Going to kick a spy out of there. They're checking out, see what they're doing there. It's probably from somebody from the other side.
This being our last high school football contest, don't forget to tune in December when we'll bring you high school basketball. It's Saturday and Monday nights at 7 p.m. right here on United Artists 63. 6:35 left in the game. 20-0, the Colts lead. They have the ball at the 6-yard line on the interception down there by number 82, Craig Fritz. And a very disappointing day for the Red Hawks, as you can see. But their fans still on their feet, and the number 1 fan for the Red Hawks just won't give up. Still 6 minutes and 35 seconds left.
Well, Dave, keep in mind, this is not the last game for either of these teams, and that's the direction it's going in now. Both of these teams will be in the playoffs and have the opportunity, at least Athens will have the opportunity to come back and avenge this loss. So they're still in the game.
1st and 10, power eye right, shown by the Colts. Dodds is up top. The handoff goes to Dawood. Dawood still on his feet, lunging forward, and is shy of the end zone.
He's shown a lot of ability there to Dawood, breaking tackles again. He was hit pretty hard around the line of scrimmage, broke off tackle, and carried the ball down around near the goal line. Looks like he's just going to be short. They're going to bring it, where's the ball marked?
That looks like about 2 yards out. 2 or 3.
About 2 yards out.
2nd and goal from about the 2-yard line. Power eye right, shown by the Colts. Dodds is up top. Flags fly, and an encroachment call looks like here.
Lined up in the neutral zone, or did they take too much time?
No, legal procedure. Could have taken too much time, yeah.
The dead ball foul, that's why they blow the whistle before the play starts.
The fans.
Looks like he might be a little cold, chattering his teeth there.
Could be warmer if the Red Hawks were up, but he didn't get on the scoreboard today. Not yet.
I'm looking to see if Bruce Willis is in the stands. He was here for the Republican convention when Bush was over in Grand Rapids. I thought maybe he'd stick around for this great game.
That's right. Dawood on the handoff, hit in the backfield and scrambling forward, trying to get back up inside the 5. And let's see where they mark it. At about the 4, it'll be 4 yards to go to get into that end zone.
Nothing fancy, off tackle play. He tries to bounce the ball outside. Somebody gets a hold of his jersey again, but he shows that he won't give up. He scraps for every yard he can get.
So Dawood gets it down to the 4. There is Holly, one of our assistants here, on audio. 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Here are the Troy Colts with a chance to get on the scoreboard again, and another whistle. Another delay of game penalty on the Colts.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that they would do that because they've got plenty of time just to get back to the line of scrimmage and do a running play. That's all they're doing. There's nothing fancy. There's no special plays they're calling, no special schemes and blocking. They just need to call a play and get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they're getting backwards. They're down at the 1 or 2. Now they're back to, the 10-yard line.
Yep. Looks like the 9. Heist rolling out. Heist is in the end zone. Touchdown, Bill Heist, and a good scramble. He showed us he could run earlier. That time took it himself.
Well, he shows a lot of ability. You know, he rolls right. Now, he's thrown the ball on the run quite a few times today, so that makes the linebackers respect that. They stay back in that hook zone coverage. He goes back on the option play. He looks up. He says he's got a hole like he couldn't believe. Takes the ball up, Nice blocking into the end zone for the touchdown, no question about it. I'm not going to say anything about this kick, Dave.
Beams to kick. It is up. It is good. And the first extra point attempt that is good today for the Colts.
Conversion of any kick today.
Yeah.
Because he also missed the field goal earlier from about 35.
And the Colts up 27-0 here in the fourth quarter. It has been all Colts today here in the battle for Troy. And the Red Hawks, well, they'll still have the playoffs. Gary Griffith pacing the sideline there behind his assistant coach.
They'll still have the playoffs, but I'll tell you what, going down, they need to put some points on the board in order to get some of their confidence back. Losing 27-0 going into the playoffs is not what you want your team to do. You know that girl, Dave?
Not I.
You know him, Dave?
No.
Okay.
Can't say that I do.
How about him?
He's one of those conductors, I think.
Okay. We used to wear hair like that back in the 70s. I don't know what happened here. This is the 90s, isn't it?
I could never get my hair that long. They're the Red Hawks' #1 fan, a little quiet right now, but his team about to get the ball and maybe get on the scoreboard. Beams, low line, drive, kick, taken down there by Smith. Smith with a good run back, and he gets it out to about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it was a nice run
So
back.
Jeff Smith showing us some moves and gets down to about the 40. Ball at the 39. 1st and 10 there for the Red Hawks.
Gets a nice bounce here, bounces right back up into his face. He sets up behind his blockers. He's look at his eyes. Look at it. He picked up that blocker. You saw him look on the right side of his eyes. Took the ball back up, broke a tackle, and got a nice return.
Zesha was looking over the field and a good return there. Strowinski, the quarterback. Handoff, straight dive, and again it's Smith, and a big 10-yard gain for Smith. He picks up the first down.
Excellent run, of course. I'm surprised they didn't use him that much earlier in the game. He's shown that he's a rugged runner. Of course, McDonald was doing great for them earlier in the game, being 6-7 yards a clip. But if they could have intermingled both running backs and throw the defense off a little bit, they might have had a better chance to put together a scoring drive.
1st and 10, ball just shy the 50-yard line, or rather right on it, I should say. Again, straight dive. This time the Colts looking for it. And nail Smith into the backfield.
He didn't have a chance.
Stopped him right at the line of scrimmage.
That was 200 pounds going up about 750 pounds. That's about, he ran in about 5 guys.
2nd down and 10 now. 3:34 and counting down here in the fourth quarter. The Red Hawks yet to get on the scoreboard today. Fumble, and Strowinski knew it. He missed the handoff to the back, and down on the ground. They're wrestling for the ball, but also down is Brent McDonald.
He's been popped quite a few times today by the Troy defense. And it looks like one of the Troy players is down. The Troy Athens number 72.
Rich Bobian.
For the Colts is down. Bobian's 5'6", 175 pounds, 170 pounds. He plays defensive line. Let's take a look at the play, see if we can find out where he got hurt.
McDonald's supposed to get it, and letting go of the ball. Strowinski let go of it without making sure that McDonald had it. And
he's on the ground already, so it might have been pushed from the back and twisted something while he was in that big pile. Not a big player, as you can see there, 5'6", 170. He's stocky, but he's very quick. He's made a big difference on this defensive line today.
And he's getting up, and he'll be able to walk off on his own power. Good sign there for the Colts. 27-0. The Colts lead the Red Hawks here in the fourth quarter with 3:02 left. Red Hawks would just like to get something on the scoreboard here and get some momentum going into the playoffs. Strowinski, the quarterback. Dan Strowinski, number 15, leads the Red Hawks now up to the line of scrimmage. Smith and Sturm in the backfield. Strowinski hit from behind, and he is sacked for a loss. Getting in there is big number 40, Garrett Gould.
He was sacked for a loss, as well as one of his receivers were held up at the line of scrimmage. Looked like there had been a holding on the defense that wasn't seen. That's one of the reasons why he was sacked, is as he was looking for his receiver to break open, he wasn't paying attention to one of the Colts coming in. That was number 40, Garrett Gould. He's played a strong game both on offense and defense.
Loss of 5, and it'll be 4th and 15. And confusion lineman coming in now for the Red Hawks. Schiller to punt. It is a short punt, hitting at about the 30, and taken there. And a good return by Howell. Howell breaks free. It's between him and Schiller. And Schiller brings him down at the 30.
Oh, I'll tell you what, a dejected crowd over here on this sideline where we're sitting. The Troy Athens Redhawks dejected again. All they wanted to do is get out of this game without any more problems. And of course, look at this big punt return. Takes it on one bounce, cuts up, breaks a tackle right there at the initial contact. Now watch him take the ball up, showing some speed, but he's brought down by Schiller, who had the angle on him. He's waiting for him down there. Number 25, you see him come in the picture right about here, waiting for him, making the tackle at the 30.
Back to the action, a handoff to Dawood, and maybe a yard on it. In there now is for the Colts. Quarterbacking is Brian Kipke.
27-0 our score here with 1 minute and 17 seconds and counting down. The Troy Colts in charge of this game and in charge of the Battle of the Troy.
And it looks like they'll get away with a big victory here, 27-0, and we're nearing the 1 minute mark. 2nd down and 9. A handoff, and it goes outside to Brandon Mike. Brandon Mike, the carrier, number 29. And looks like they'll run out the clock here. The Troy Colts victorious on the final day of the high school regular season. And both teams will go into the playoffs. Kipke, number 7, the quarterback. High formation in the backfield for Kipke. Kipke takes it himself. And he gets up close to a 1st down. Let's see.
Keep in mind, folks, this is not the end of the season for these Red Hawks. They're going to come back. They've got another game. They'll be either playing King or Eisenhower in the playoffs, depending on how each one of those teams do. Here's the quarterback sneak. The reason he's doing that is they gave it to him, and that'll probably be the last play of the game as the clock is ticking down. He did get the 1st down, but it's consequential now because that's the end of the ballgame.
That's it. That will end our 1992 season, and the Troy Colts end on a big positive note, 27-0 over their big rivals, the Troy Red Hawks. And the Red Hawks, definitely a disappointing loss for them, but a great season for them as they head into the playoffs. There you see Gary Griffith, undefeated this season in the regular season, and he looks forward to the playoffs himself.
And he did it with not a real strong Troy team. They had a good balanced team. They had a good offensive and defensive line, but not a lot of size. They made up for the size with quickness and determination, and they play mistake-free football, and I think that's the key to their winning success.
We'll be back to wrap up this 1992 high school football season right after these messages. The final score here from Troy Athens High School, 27-0. We'll be right back after this.
We all grow up. Along the way, learning from whomever is willing to teach us. And it's interesting, isn't it, how today our eyes get opened and minds get broadened, where our heroes come from and dreams begin. And as television grows up with us, maybe the secret lies not so much in trying to know what tomorrow will bring, but just in making sure we know someone who does.
Back here at Troy Athens High School, the final score, the Troy Colts 27, and the Troy Athens Redhawks And we conclude our final game of this 1992 football season as we conclude on this Halloween day, as everybody goes out trick-or-treating, including our camera people who are sick of popcorn. They want more. Well, we tried to give them a couple of other candies, like some blow pops, but still didn't please them. Our final stat. Oh gosh, that's scary.
That's scary.
The final score here in the stats. Let's take a look at 81 yards passing for Troy. Athens 23. Total yards rushing 214 for the Colts and 132 for Athens. And the total offense really in the Colts' favor, 295 to 155 for Athens. Turnovers, 4 for Athens, all interceptions. First downs, the Colts got the edge, 12-9.
Well, the 4 interceptions told the tale of the tape there. It stopped 2 drives and set up 2 touchdowns for the Troy Colts. So that was the big story of the game, with the interceptions, a couple untimely penalties being called, and a couple sacks on the quarterback.
Okay, as we take a look at no trick-or-treaters yet. Really,
but the light is on.
But that is the back door.
The light is on, so they are
Don't
welcome.
forget, as we conclude our football season in December, we will start high school basketball. That'll be Saturday and Monday nights at 7 p.m. here on United Artists 63. And that concludes our telecast here, our final telecast of this 1992 season. And we will bring you now all the people who brought the telecast to you all season long. And for Bob Griglak, I'm Dave Zorn. Thanks for tuning in, and stick around and watch some of the great people who brought you the games all season.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.